11th Science Chapter 4 Chemical Bonding and Molecular Structure Part 4 Certain Bond Parameters. Hello students, I am Madhusina, your chemistry teacher. Do watch my YouTube videos, like and subscribe it for further notification. In this video, we will discuss few bond parameters. The very first bond parameter is bond length. We can define bond length as the distance between the nuclei of two bonded atoms. That is called as bond length. The distance between the nuclei of the two bonded atoms is known as bond length. This bond length is determined experimentally using X-ray diffraction techniques or spectroscopic techniques. Shorter is the bond length. Stronger is the covalent bond. So, if the bond length is short, right, we require more energy to break the bond. So, we can say shorter is the bond length, stronger is the covalent bond. The next bond parameter is bond energy. Now, how do we define this bond energy? It is defined as the amount of energy required to break the bond and separate the bonded atoms into gaseous state. So, bond energy is basically the amount of energy required to break the bond. In some cases, bond energy is also known as bond dissociation energy or enthalpy. You can use the word enthalpy also instead of energy. Now let us find out the difference between bond energy and bond dissociation energy. This word bond dissociation energy refers to breaking of a particular bond. When we are talking about a particular bond, the amount of energy required to break that particular bond is called as bond dissociation energy. Whereas when we take the average value of various bond dissociation energies, we are referring it to as bond energy. Now this bond energy or bond dissociation energy depends upon two factors. Factor A, size of the atom. Smaller is the size of the bonded atom, greater is the bond energy. So we can say smaller is the size of bonded atom, greater is the bond energy. That means more energy is required to break the bond. The second factor on which bond energy or bond dissociation energy depends is bond length. Here also we can say shorter is the bond length. Shorter is the bond length. Higher is the bond dissociation energy or higher is the bond energy. That means we can say if two atoms, two nuclei which are bonded, they are smaller in size. Obviously the bond length between them will be shorter and more energy will be required to break the bond. Let us move on to the third parameter, which is known as bond angle. Basically, an angle is formed between minimum 3 atoms. Bond angle. Normally, we represent bond angle by lines. For example, water. It contains 3 atoms. So, the angle which is formed between the lines representing the bond is known as bond angle. Take for example, carbon dioxide molecule, 3 atoms. So, the angle between the bonds which is represented by dash is known as bond angle. Next, bond parameter number 4. We call it as bond order. Bond order indicates the stability of a given molecule. In some cases, it also indicates the number of covalent bonds present between the atoms. If bond order is equal to 0, we can say molecule does not exist. If bond order is positive value, we can say molecule is stable and exists. If bond order is a negative value, we can say molecule is unstable and exists. So, molecule exists, but molecule is unstable. In some cases, we can say that if you get a value of bond order as 1, 2 and 3, if bond order is 1, this means that single covalent bond exists between the molecules. If bond order is 2 means double covalent bond exists between the molecule. If bond order is 3 means triple covalent bond exists between the molecules. With the increase in the value of bond order, bond enthalpy increases and bond length decreases. So you have to keep this note in your mind. With increase in bond order, so if the value of bond order increases, bond enthalpy, that means bond energy, is going to increase. And when do we require? Bond enthalpy means amount of energy required to break the bond. It is increasing. That means the bond length is shorter. So we can say bond length decreases, because in case of shorter bond length only we are able to break it by using more energy.